Well, as you can see here, I don't like to throw my scrap wood away because you never know when something like this, that to many people would just be an offcut, can actually be used to create some really cool woodworking projects that we can give away or even sell. And better yet, this is just the beginning of a new series of videos all about creating awesome woodworking projects out of scraps and offcuts. So with that said, let's make something. Okay, so what are we going to need for this project? In terms of materials, we're going to need a piece of wood. I like the idea of using a piece of live edge like this. Honestly, I don't even know what type of wood this is. So if you guys know, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm thinking maybe white oak. It's obviously a hardwood. I'm not sure. This is not a type of wood that I use. I can't even remember how I got it. I think a friend gave it to me as just an offcut. And then we're also going to need something to create a frame. Now, I've got these. I'm pretty sure these are white oak. I've got several walnut as well. And I'm not sure why they're all cut like this, but a friend's father actually gave me an entire stack of these, and they were already cut to about 1 inch by 1¼ inches. He used these for some purpose, and he asked me if I wanted them, and I've never wanted to turn down wood, so here you go. So you're going to need enough to make a frame. The size is up to you. Maybe you could use 2x4 offcuts for these, or any types of scraps. And because of the fact that you can make it whatever size you want, you really don't necessarily have to measure it or make anything precise. Just take a look at the size of the offcuts or the scrap wood that you have and let that determine the size of your project. Okay, so let's cut everything down to size and assemble it together. And again, there's no particular dimensions right here that you have to follow. I'm just kind of seeing what the wood gives me and kind of playing around. Now, I am putting a couple of small pieces underneath because I like the idea of that shelf sitting a little bit higher than the bottom of that frame. It just gives it kind of this little floating look. It's kind of neat. And for this particular version, I'm going to put 2 of these 1x1s together and have the shelf actually fit inside kind of a little false dado, as you'll see in just a second. So I'm going to glue these up. I'm just using these Irwin clamps right here. Now, a quick little pro tip for you right here. One of the things that I like to do to take care of glue squeeze out is to keep a hand plane blade handy. Because if you were to try to wipe off that glue, you run the risk of actually pressing it into the wood and the wood fibers. Now, if you apply any kind of stain to it or certain types of finishes, it can actually muddle that finish, and you can actually see where you wipe that glue off because it's pressed down into the wood fibers. If instead you let that glue dry for about 20 minutes or so, just to get a little bit tacky, and then you come back with a flat surface, something like a hand plane blade, you can actually just plane that glue right off and get a much cleaner finish. All right, so next, let's position where we want the frames to actually be. I'm going a couple inches on the inside, and I'm going to mark those so that I can drill my countersink hole. And I'm just going to screw these into that bottom piece of the frame, as you'll see in just a second. I'll use a countersink bit so I get a nice flush screw right there. And screw this into the bottom of that frame. Now, once I have it screwed together, I'll just put some glue on the top half and then use 2 more pieces and glue those together to create that false looking dado, I guess is what you'd call it. So the shelf itself actually fits between a couple of the 1x's, but it looks like it's dadoed out. Now, I should have cut these off before I did all this, but again, I'm kind of figuring things out as I go. So I'll cut these flush so that I can put on the bottom and top of the frame. I'll sand off the top and bottom real quick, get them looking kind of nice, get those in there together, and then glue them up and let them dry. Now, I'm just using a butt joint on this one because it was quick and easy, but I thought I would kind of strengthen that up a little bit. by putting some dowels in there on the side. Now, I know what you're saying. I didn't measure the dowels to make sure they were flush and even, and that's something I should do a better job of. But this is really just kind of an experiment, seeing what happens. So I'll put the dowels in there to make the joint much stronger, and then we are ready for mounting. All right, so now we got it mounted, and just to show you how easy these types of things are to mount, I decided not to use a keyhole bit or anything like that. I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to mount something like this so that it can hold some weight. And that's these little simple monkey hooks right here. These will actually push right into your drywall and then hook in and hang like this, with this entire part being inside the drywall and only the hook sticking out. Then I just took a drill, put a couple of holes at an angle in the back of this shelf, and then mounted it on there. So the nice thing about that is it doesn't require any special tools. You don't have to have a keyhole bit. It sits flush, and these cost like $1. Since I have a nice classy shelf, I need something nice and classy to show off on it. So here's what we got. Okay, I had a lot of fun with this project, but it's not perfect. I screwed up on a couple of things that I think could be done a little bit better. So I'm going to go back into the shop, and I'm going to make a couple of more using some slightly different methods and a couple of things that I learned. So let's go back in real quick and let's improve upon this one to create the ones that you can't see because they're just out of frame right here. All right, so it's back to the drawing boards, but this time I'm going to make things a little bit differently. I'm just going to use one layer of the 1x. And I'm going to create 2 shelves instead of 1. I'm making them about 10 inches each. And I'm going to make the frame 10 inches wide by 15 inches tall. So I'm cutting down these walnut pieces, and then I'm going to miter them this time instead of using those butt joints. Once we have that ready, for this one, I'll do a slightly better job and use a frame clamp to glue this up so that those joints are nice and clean. Once we're done, we just tighten them up and set them off to the side to dry. Now, while the frames are drying, let's get our shelves ready. I took a little piece of offcut, and I'm going to mark right here because I'm going to use my table saw and my table saw sled to cut out these. Let's see, these are right in the corner. So would these be a dado or would they be a rabbit? I guess they would be kind of a corner rabbit. Correct me if I'm wrong, so please feel free to tell me. Also, I'm going to take a couple of little pieces of offcut and put them right underneath the frame because I want the shelves to sit a little bit higher than the bottom of that frame. And so the offcuts will allow me to position them in the exact spot that I want them. And once I have them in place, I can just simply mark the shelves where they need to be so that I can drill the pilot holes and screw everything together. Okay, now right here, I'm creating a keyhole slot. And if you have a keyhole bit, this is a great way to mount your work to the wall. In hindsight, I should have cut these keyhole slots before I glued the frame together because I had to flip it over and then change the location of those stops. So I had to make sure to measure very precisely, and if I got off even just a little bit, then it could have thrown off the level of the frame. Now, because I'm not a miter master, I do have a little bit of a gap in a couple of those mitered corners, so I'm just going to mix up some walnut sawdust and glue and fill those in. And you'll see here in just a minute that it does a great job of hiding those glue lines and cleaning up the imperfections. Not that I would ever at all be imperfect. Now, to hold the shelves in place, I'll just use a little bit of CA glue and activator so that I can get them in there before I screw them together. Now, again, this is just temporary so that I can screw them together when I'm done, but make sure they're good and dry and you have plenty of glue in there, or else that glue can pop when you're screwing everything together. From there, I'll just sand off that glue and sawdust mix, and as you see, I've got a clean mitered joint nobody would ever know. All right, so here they are mounted. Now let's put a little decor on there. Not bad, I'll take it. And if you want to know how to build these little Christmas ornaments, then click on the video. It's going to be, I think, right here, and you'll see exactly how I made those as well, also out of scrap materials.